Bow chicka wow wow. It is Lucius, and I'm here with my man Rotten Glory. How's it going, Rot?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to
Yeah,
be
me
here.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
good.
Are you drinking anything?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been.
Me too.
It's not a heavy. It's not a heavy
Yeah, me either.
drinking day,
Yeah,
but I'm like, I don't know. Well, I don't. Maybe my definition of heavy is a little skewed.
I was about to say as well. Like, I'm drinking like 14%, which to me isn't like super hard, but like for some people who aren't drinkers, like it would
hmm
probably flatten them out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so what's going on, man? What is there anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I really did the show we did today on Midday Repartee with
I listened to it.
talking
Yeah.
about Graham Nolan
Mm-hmm.
and is he going to Comicsgate? Which is Comicsgate is now a noun and a verb. In case you didn't know,
Uh-huh.
it's a word that describes a thing, but it's also a word that describes an activity,
Mm-hmm.
which I find really funny. And but it's like, do you Comicsgate? And to me,
Yeah.
what that means is, you know, you're engaging the network, you're contributing in any way that you can, you're leveraging your strengths and trying to
Hmm.
help this thing grow. And that that's a verb. It's an active engagement of something.
Hmm.
And I think it's important to understand that there's a difference between the two iterations of that.
Hmm.
And when it comes to Graham Nolan, he was most recently on Ethan Van Sciver's channel.
Hmm.
He got some big push from him,
Hmm.
and that's awesome. And he's like, "Hello, Comicsgate." He has no fear of the Comicsgate label, obviously.
Yeah, that's major.
It
That's I mean
is.
like I mean that first hurdle is like so many people won't even pass that as far as like especially an established pro, like somebody who has like a history and is a known name, like that is so hard to get going. Um, so that's pretty major on its own, and that's a testament to somebody who's at least willing to take the chance. You know, to speak to Dan Fraga, I remember seeing Fraga show up in like the cartoonist kayfabe like live chat and stuff, and they were pretty bad about just engaging live chat in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But he talks about even having a history with Ed Piskor, who's one of the guys of cartoonist kayfabe, and like he says now, he ghosts him. Like he doesn't talk to him, he doesn't engage him anymore. Ever since he said he was CG, and again, a testament to Frege. I feel like Frege kind of felt out the waters. I think he wanted to make this Black Flag book. He was looking for what's the avenue I could go down that honors what I want to do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what he did, and he's good friends with Ethan, and he took the full thing, and like he said like I'm Comicsgate, and to be honest, man, like of everyone going on and all the controversy that's gone on in the past like month or so, he's been the most open format, open platform.
Yes.
Every stream he does, he just puts the link out like at
Yeah, he
the
does.
the, the,
I
the
I
start of the
think
run. Yeah.
I feel like he's the shining example to
Hmm.
anyone that wants to come into this thing, to even
Hmm.
to all to people who have already been in this thing.
Hmm.
He's like, he shows you how it can be. He shows how it can be
Right.
done. And the biggest the biggest thing for me when it comes to Dan Fraga is he didn't say I'm Comicsgate, buy my book. He said I'm Comicsgate. Now
Hmm.
let me understand the waters. Let me sink into this. Let me understand the
Hmm.
lore. Let me be on a bunch of live streams. Let me interact with CG fans and creators.
Hmm.
He took
And,
his time
mhm.
and then he put his campaign out. This is
But
key.
even so, he's been very charitable, like with his time. Like he shows up, he's done the rap session on Atomic Deuce, and like he's even doing stuff where he's like contributing to campaigns where he's like
Dude,
whoever's
all
your
the
number one
time. He's
backer.
promoting
Yeah.
stuff all the time.
No,
The,
he's actually like, I'll draw like there was something where it's like
yes, he's
whoever
doing
the number
stretch
one backer
goals,
is.
trading
Yeah.
cards. Yes,
Yeah.
he's
And it's
doing
just
all of
like,
it, man. All of it.
and it's not like he's like looking for you to pay him a fee. Like he's
Nope.
offering it up,
Nope.
which is major. I mean, what an offer to have. Like
Yeah.
having him put forward his own effort into like contributing to your own campaign. What a thing to do.
Yes, he's
Um,
embodying the spirit of Comicsgate
mhm.
100%. He's doing it right. I my thing is like, if we're gonna come into CG, coming in with something for people to buy right out of the gate before we
Mhm.
even know who you are
Mhm.
is problematic. Every time it's gonna raise a red flag for me.
Yeah, it raises
I
suspicions,
don't like
but
it. I don't
yeah.
like it at all.
Okay.
No matter who
Not
it is. I don't care if you
okay.
look. You've earned your bones in comic books. You've had a tremendous career. You have these accomplishments and
Mhm.
accolades, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't. To me, Comicsgate is its own animal, and if you're not going to respect that, if you have
Mhm.
no interest in respecting that fact, if you think what you've done before should just give you automatic entry,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a mistake. I'm not saying you can't succeed with that. I'm not saying that
Mhm.
it can't work,
Mhm.
but man, it's just it doesn't. I don't think that. I think just like Dan Frigate, you've got to fucking come in with respect.
Mhm.
Try to understand the lore, get in sync with it, and then launch your shit. That's how I think you can be successful with this.
Mhm.
Um, I love that. Here we got testify again.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's
Thanks for
great. We
coming
can't
in,
get it. No,
Testify.
yeah,
Like
no.
I
It's
appreciate you showing up, man.
yeah.
Um
We don't
I
have a we don't have an existing fan base to piggyback on, so it's a little trickier, dude.
and there's something to that. I mean, we can just discuss that out, man. Like the whole idea of like building up your own platform on YouTube.
Hmm.
And just I mean, how many people are trying to get it going? And I talked with you. I was like, I think the real success is going to come from um, like merging with other players in the game who may even be ahead of you or whatever. But like Wenger or
Yeah,
Narwhal, like they are more solid and their subscriber count. But I mean, I think you and I both know, like, just because you have the numbers doesn't mean people show up. Like as far as like you look at people on Twitter,
yeah,
who might have four times, three times the numbers you have, and yet they can't get half the likes, half the retweets that you
sure,
do with what you have. Like
sure.
the numbers are what they are. You either have a fan base that is active.
There's artificial growth and there's legitimate
Hmm.
actual growth that is built on
Well,
like
and I
people
think there's
actually appreciating what you're doing. Legitimate, you earn them one at a time.
there's flash in the
It's
pan
tough.
stuff where like you might get that one thing that all of a sudden everybody like subscribes to you, follows you,
Yeah,
but when it comes to engagement after the fact, it's so
right.
much harder to keep that same engagement going on.
Yeah,
And some people will melt under that. I'm thankful in a way. Like it sounds like kind of funny whenever I say like I'm glad we have low viewership. I'm glad we have the numbers we have. I mean, there's a humbling aspect to it, and at the same time, I feel like there's a true growth aspect to it, where like
mm-hmm.
we learn the ropes, and you can make mistakes, you can falter, um, everything like that, and you can learn from it, and you can grow from it.
Yeah,
So when the time comes when you truly do finally have the base that is there watching you, eyes on you, everything like that, you're not some like novice who doesn't know what they're doing and just fumbles the ball,
right.
and can't carry on a conversation, can't
Well,
get on all that stuff, man. And
I'm not.
I really think you have a great promise because of the midday repartee, the people you have on, because you cycle people through.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like stationary. You're not like one person. You've kept it open, and you've got a lot of good voices that chime in and are willing to come in and talk to you when they can.
Yeah.
Um, you know, standout for me would be Smiling Bandito, Mitchell, Spartan Scotsman, Simon, Captain Fuckhead. I mean, you just go on and on and on. Like you've reached out, and add addition to that is that you're trying to do some promotion at the end of this all with new campaigns. Like that's building a platform to the point that, like, come time you might have to do like a random stream. You know, you throw this link out to A through Z of people, and you have 4 or 5 of them hit because StreamYards, and I even think for any active stream, you don't want more than like 6 voices anyway. It becomes unmanageable past that. But you build up the network that you can rely upon somebody showing up, even when like you do a random stream or you try something new. You can send that link out and get some
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is I don't have that much of an expectation in terms of growth in the platform and the things I'm doing. I'm just trying to be consistent right now. I feel like until I prove with Ink Spots that we can deliver a really kick-ass comic book and product, like,
Mm-hmm.
I think there, until you can do that, why should people, why should people take you that serious until you can prove what you can do as a creator? And
Well,
I completely accept that.
mhm.
It's not right now. I
As a
am in.
creator, yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm coming from this
Hmm.
as a fan of Comicsgate.
Hmm.
Everything I've done up to date with the channel and promoting other creators, it's just pure. I'm a fan.
Hmm.
I'm a backer and a fan. And
Yeah.
like until I make that transition and prove what we can do as creators, you know,
But I do think,
at that
yeah.
point, I think if there isn't a shift of like growth after we do that, then I'm gonna have to start like okay, am I
Hmm.
not delivering? Am I not
Hmm.
doing? But right now, like it doesn't bother me at all. The numbers, the slogan, because we
Hmm.
haven't proven ourselves, and I
Well,
completely accept that. It's
as
about earning your
creators, yeah,
bones,
yeah.
you know.
But like, I look at you as just like a host on that alone. Like, just like you're hosting content, you're hosting other people and platforming, whoever.
Yeah,
And I feel like you're on a pathway to success. And what I like about the midday repartee is I feel like it's its own thing. I can't think of anybody out there who's really taken on, a daily topic,
yeah,
that's challenging kind of like all the ins and outs of things. Everyone else, if as heady as most of these streams get, it's more along the lines of like, this is the latest Newsarama article.
right.
This is the latest release from, Warner Brothers, AT&T, or whoever, on what they're going to do with the brand, all that. And it's kind of reactionary, whereas you're kind of trying to look ahead and gauge the field, and try to uh, project out and really look to a future, and
Yeah,
especially with CG and the whole crowdfunding thing, and also acknowledging the past faults. It would have been a whole different thing. What was it, 2017 or 2018? Like when it kicked off, like it was a whole different scenario then, when it was untested, and a lot of people could get in that hadn't proved themselves, like what
yes,
you're talking about,
yeah,
and were given kind of a good faith pass that maybe they didn't like fulfill for people. Certainly with like uh Critias was his name.
sure.
Yeah.
And it was based on maybe they had a good presence for a show. They created entertainment in the moment.
Right, right, right.
But now in hindsight, it's like okay, we need to balance. We need to balance that with people that we actually feel confident will deliver, because
Right.
this this could be potentially really bad if we keep platforming people who bring something to the table for entertainment but don't have the slightest idea how to deliver a product to people.
Well, and I think that was the real problem is that they had uh like a crowdfunding campaign going on. You know, it'd be one thing if like you were just like Cecil, he didn't have anything going. Like he was just entertainment for
Yes.
entertainment, you know,
Yes.
and that's where he grew, was that like he was a voice that provided entertainment. He was, I mean, he was a punching bag at the start
Oh
of
God, it
everything, you
was
know?
he
It
went
was
through
vicious.
one of the worst hazing periods I've ever
Yeah.
seen, dude. It was
It was
brutal.
vicious, yeah,
Brutal,
but
but he
he
withstood
played
it.
it so well. He played
Yep.
it so well. Like I listened to some of those earlier streams and stuff where like they were like kill Cecil and like he's like they said what? Somebody paid to say that? Like he played into it so well.
Yeah.
And that's where he gained people because I think initially even I was like adverse to him. I was like who the fuck is this guy that's on the stream? Why is he even in the conversation? But like I think it was like within one or two streams, like he won me over. And you
Yeah.
know, ever since then I've been a fan. But I mean, that was probably a year and a half before I even like threw myself into the mix of everything, putting
Yeah.
out fan art.
It was weird. I came in contact with one of Cecil's videos before he showed up on in Comicsgate, and it was
Mhm.
his. I think it was a Wizard of Oz. Like he's like, this is just
Uh-huh.
about women fighting
Fighting
over
over
shoes,
shoes. Yeah.
and like so I was like, oh my God, it's that guy with the Wizard of Oz shit. It's that gay guy, and everyone thought he was gay, dude.
Right, right.
Everyone.
Uh-huh.
And you can't tell me that he hasn't toned down.
Oh, he
I
played
feel
up
like
the
he was
whole.
pushing that
Yeah,
voice
he plays it up. Like
back in the day. It was stronger, like it was more
I
prominent, but I feel like he's toned it down.
I played some of that stuff for like a friend. I was like, oh, like because there's very few people who know like what I do, but I was like, oh, this is the guy I make all the fan art for. Just listen, and like all of the clips that he did back then, like he really played up the whole like accent and tone that he
Yeah,
would do.
he
It's like,
did.
hello,
It
like
was,
he
yeah.
really strongly emphasize it. Whereas if like he was talking with Malin, if he was on a stream with somebody and like he had to carry on like an hour, it was a completely different talking voice. And she's like, yeah, like he totally like leans harder on this
Yeah.
stuff than on this other stuff.
Yeah,
And
there's a reason that most people just assumed that
yeah,
he was a gay guy, and it was like, it wasn't. I mean, for me, it wasn't. It wasn't a big deal either way, but it was kind of a
right,
surprise when it was like, oh, dude, this guy's completely. He's
right,
completely straight.
yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
like, now it's like Cecil.
Well, and
He
there was
doesn't. I've heard it come out every now and then. I hear
well, there
that
was some.
overemphasis come out in him, but it's gotten more rare.
Mhm.
You know.
And the other thing too was like when like he was talking about like all the people he met, like I forget what stream it was, but it was mainly just like I think it was a regular chat or super chats. Like they're asking like, did you meet so and so? Did you meet so and so? Blah 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 blah. Like he was running through all this stuff, and he was just like, yeah, I talked to Jay-Z, I talked to these people, I like you know like he had face to face contact, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's just like he's so full of shit, but like he was nonchalantly like talking about it, and then I was just like, I think he's actually for real about this. Like, and like you know, as you learn more about him or you listen to more, like you kind of realize, okay, he was just in New York. He happened to be at the scenes that these people would show up at, and
Yeah.
that's where you meet them.
Well,
And
yeah. I think he was, hobnobbing with very wealthy,
right,
perhaps
right,
influential people, and he was
right.
maybe their plus one. Uh,
He was the party guy. Like
yeah,
as far as I understand, he's like the one who would like lure them in by being like, "Let me take you out to this place," and like he was just the fun dude to like lure you into like making the agreement, signing the contract or whatever. He
yeah,
was the guy like that uh smoothed out that whole process just because this is like, you know, that Cecil guy, he's with them, he's cool. Let's make a deal, you know. And
Yeah.
I consider him such like I mean, I like him anyways, and I don't want to seem like it's some strategy or something, but he's such an asset to the whole confiscate thing. Like, who else can like replace him?
Nobody,
Provide
nobody,
that same,
nobody
yeah.
can. And it's like, and hello to Ink Spots is in the chat. Um, yeah, the thing with, and this is true, I think, for most really solid comedians, is that it's typically the most talented comedians that are quite tortured. They're really usually hyper intelligent, and they usually have to play the fool
Hmm.
for comedy, for the laughs.
Yeah, but
And
he's
this
like,
actually creates kind of it can, over time create a bit of torture for the individual, because they're so known for playing the fool, when in fact
maybe,
Cecil is so obviously and clearly hyper intelligent and has very high levels of taste in
right,
art in all things. And it's
right.
like, but this is the expectation, is that he's the drunken buffoon.
And the thing is, like, I would not want to take him on that level. Like,
Right.
I would be in like petrified of like, all right, it's one on one. Like, I wouldn't want to do it, you know. And I would say I'm like reasonably smart, but like he's so quick witted and like good with comebacks and like coming up on the fly with something. And
Yeah.
not only that, he's very knowledgeable too. Like, it's not like it's just like I think part of like coming back at somebody is having like a breadth of knowledge to like hit him back with, and like
Exactly.
he knows enough, and he's also experienced enough that like he can like have something ready to go as a comeback, as
Yeah.
a reaction to whatever you throw at him. And like I would never engage him on that level. Like you know, I would not want to be the guy that tries to do that, you know, just because he is like so so quick witted. I mean, just like
Yeah.
on the fly, like what he's done. I remember there was something where like Ethan was talking about his camera and like how it was on this like um, he's like, oh, here's my camera mounted on my computer thing, and he had to put it down or something like that. And he's like, oh, I thought it was on a mobility scooter like you, and like it was on the fly, like within seconds. Like you know, like Ethan like was like, what the fuck are you like he challenged them, and that's the answer he gave, was just like, you know, it was like insulting him and at the same time like funny, you know. And it was just
Yeah.
like, who the fuck has that kind of like wit ready to go? And
Yeah.
you
Dude,
know,
it
I
speaks volumes that someone as entertaining as EVS is, like, he's missing just having that there with you to fill in the gaps and to make sure that it's all working and entertaining.
mhm.
Like, even
And
in
just as a
EVS is
counterpart,
like, oh my god, when he's gone, it's like a giant fucking
mhm,
devastating hole is missing from my show.
right? And
You
it's
know?
just as a counterpart. And I remember there was something where it's like uh, it was on Anna's stream, where like they really hit out hard on her being lesbiana
Oh
or
god,
whatever.
dude, that was so
Yeah,
funny,
and
dude.
that went on for ages. And they
They
even
just
were.
railed on him, but of course,
Mhm.
they were just simping, of course, at the time.
Not necessarily. I think
I'm
like
just,
they really because
dude, that
they
was
were like,
complete sarcasm, dude.
yeah, they were harping on like a like Ethan's horse pictures came out,
Oh
and then like
god, that
Anna's
was
like,
one of the
here's me on
best
a horse.
streams, man.
Like she's like, here's me on a horse, and it's like, yeah, that's not funny at all. Like they were just like, why did you bother bringing this up? That's not funny. Oh wow, it's like I don't see the horse's knees buckling underneath of you, Anna, and
Dude, and Anna was even like, she was in a photo with, like, I don't know, the woman who's supposed to take over, like, Star Wars shit.
mhm,
Oh, it was horrible. And she was in a tuxedo. It was just like, oh my god.
mhm. But
God,
what
she deserved all the shit that she got for that, man.
what I remember from that, like the one line or two lines I remember that was like Ethan's like, why am I the one getting roasted? And then not like 1 second passes by, and then Cecil's like, because you're a pig. And like it was just like hilarious. He hit on it, and even like it took me a minute to register. Like that's how quick witted he is. Like,
Yeah, that's the
you
best,
know,
dude.
like he was just getting harped on about the horse thing. He's like, why am I the one get roasted? And like he just had that ready to go, like launched it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I consider him a true treasure. I really tried pushing Cash Grab, when I was doing all the promo stuff when
Tried?
his
Oh,
campaign.
what are you talking about, dude? You were, I think for a stretch there, you were doing a piece of fan art every day.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes. Yeah. I was really pushing to get him to 250K. I thought it was really possible, especially after that day one.
yeah.
And I think that's just a testament to the fan base he does have, like the hardcore fan base he does have. Like they showed up on day one, money
Oh no,
ready to go.
yeah. I kind of, I mean, I had a strong sense that he could do 200K for sure,
Mhm.
but I also was like, because it's just the nature of Cecil. I felt like it was the majority of it was going to happen instantly, just
Mhm.
because like
And there's
if
plenty.
you're a fan,
Yeah.
if you're a Cecil fan, you're a fucking Cecil fan.
Mhm.
So it was like it was gonna be
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
instantaneous. Like I'm giving you my money.
And the
Um,
thing, the thing that Luke kind of left me like wondering was like, there's plenty of campaigns like I actually wait to be on the tail end of, so to like be that like closing drive, like
yeah,
that
yeah.
last day, like you're throwing in your numbers for it, sort of thing. Um, and I was just like unsure about that, but yeah, it was a strong opening day, and
I felt a little weird about the whole like,
him drinking for
yeah,
every.
just how much. And I know it's just a joke, but it was just like
I was thinking he was going to do
Cecil sober
25K.
is just a
Yeah.
worthless fucking.
No, he's not. He's
And
not.
it's so not true, but it was like, and I participated in that. I think I even made a video about, dude, we should actually watch that, man. I don't, because honestly, I don't think many people actually saw it. I was a little disappointed because it's pretty goddamn funny. Um,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah.
even, I got behind the whole like make Cecil drunk again.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I made the art for that, and I even contacted him about it before just before he announced that.
yeah,
Like I was like, dude, I think like you could make major money if you make this like a thing day one. And I didn't plan on him carrying it out throughout the whole process. And I probably would
right.
like if he was looking for me, like where would you say I should drink? I would be like every 25K, rather than every 10K, because I'm like, dude, you're gonna like you have no idea how many people are gonna be there like day one, like throwing money at you. You're gonna just
Yes.
sink these, and that's what happened too. It was like
Like it
he
could.
got wasted
And I
on
guess
that first day.
there's an element to Comicsgate where it's like it almost encourages like really horrible behavior, like
To an
Cecil
extent,
drinking too
yeah.
much, or
Hmm.
like Odie drinking an entire glass of fucking olive oil, or
Yeah, I missed that, but
Piper
yeah.
shaving
Hmm.
her head. But most of it's in good fun.
Hmm.
Some of it,
Yeah.
like when the whole thing with Liam, like downing a whole bottle of vodka or whatever the fuck it was, like if that was real or not, it was like, dude, you should never. This is something you don't want anyone to try
Right,
because it's
right.
actually dangerous. Like this could fucking
This
kill
could
you.
kill you, yeah. Like you
What
might
the
not wake
fuck?
up tomorrow, yeah.
Don't. This is not a thing to promote to
Yeah, and
people.
I want to say I want to believe it was staged, it was fake, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to rob him of any credit, and yet at the
Right.
same time, I don't want to be like, dude, I don't want
Of
you to
course you
prove
can.
us wrong. Don't
Yeah.
do it again,
Don't try to
please.
prove
Yeah,
him wrong. Don't
yeah,
try to do this.
yeah.
This is fucking irresponsible
If
on
you're
every
gonna
level.
drink, yeah, if you're gonna drink, just grab like a regular bottle or a shot or whatever. Do not down like a whole bottle of vodka. I don't need to like think, is he gonna live through the next day?
It's
Like
not
I
a
don't want to
test
have
of
that happen.
manhood. Fucking Jesus
Right.
Christ.
And you know, it's kind of low level too. Like it's not like you really did anything. It's just more like you subjected yourself to so much drinking it doesn't matter anymore.
So this is back in the. I don't even know when this was, but I was pretty happy with it.
Yesterday, the Justice Department's Inspector General released a report detailing the outrageous, scandalous, and unprecedented abuses of power.
Dude, I can't wait to get the Kami Mark like Best Korea hat.
Get her out.
Get her out.
See, these guys want to be so politically correct. Yeah, get her out.
Dude, that only could have been better if you were able to get like
I'll tell you, law enforcement
fake
so great.
looking
That particular guy wanted to be so
insert
politically correct.
for somebody being dragged away like that. Had to sign.
We don't want to be politically correct.
So yeah, man. I mean, I was on, you know, I was on board with it, and it was like, you know, that's cool. God damn, fucking StreamYards changed their whole fucking setup. Remove.
Yeah. Oop. There we go. Yeah.
I don't know. What the hell is this shit?
How long did that stuff take you to do, man? Like, I mean, you largely just threw it in there, but at the same time, you had to.
Oh no, that was a massive editing process. It took me hours to make that video, and it got engagement. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but like,
right. But I just wonder, like, I mean, you've done a number of like your own like edits on like stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm just wondering how much time do you sink into it?
It depends, man. Like, probably the biggest video I've done is the well, oddly enough, I did a video on the whole Anna cover debacle. I think that's gotten maybe it's one of the most highly engaged videos I've done, and then the other one is the Donny Cates remix like music video, and I don't even have you even seen that?
I think so. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That one got, it got shouted out by EVS, and of course that was a bunch of subs, and it's just like it's like testing, it's like experimenting. What's gonna work? What's gonna land? What works for me? What do I want to do? Like, what do I feel passionate about? Is this fun for me? Do I want to just like create content that feeds off of what's happening in the moment with CG? Does that work for me? Or like, somebody's got the hiccups.
I do, man. That's me, dude. I'm trying to hold it in, man.
It's not working.
All right, you talk, man. I'm gonna hit the mute button.
I thought maybe you had Tourette's. But yeah, so you just keep.
Wait, you thought I had Tourette's?
No, no, that was just a joke.
God damn it.
You see how I could make that mistake, though. Some people try. I've actually, I've had a friend who had Tourette's, and his solution was to mask it. Like, you mask it with something else that doesn't really bother people or something. It could be a hiccup or it could be something else, but
now how did that manifest itself, like with your friend, like Tourette's?
Yeah, it was just like odd noises, occasionally words.
Like, he wasn't cursing or blurting stuff out?
Not like the Hollywood, like where somebody's just saying like fuck dick balls, it doesn't it wasn't that accentuated, but it's like, but again, this is someone who spent a lot of time getting it under control. So I'm not saying I can't speak about it universally. I'm just saying like it was definitely, it took a lot of effort for him. It was always something that he had to deal with.
All right, so we kind of got off, like we went on a strong tangent. Fuck me, strong tangent of Graham Nolan, and where he was.
We did. I mean, I'm curious about your thoughts about Graham Nolan. I never really got them.
Well, I mean, I kind of told you before we went on that I think anyone, God damn it, anyone who is even remotely like letting themselves being attached to Comicsgate, who is established on some level, is a major go. It's a major get. Like, and at least it's.
Is it?
It's this, I think. I mean, listen. How many people? God damn it! How many people are really doing this, man? A lot of people are denouncing it still.
Of course, man. It's not going to stop. It's never going to stop.
And it was really disheartening to see what happened with fucking Dan Frega around when he announced it. Like the amount of people that turned their backs and mocked him, like in the fact of like not even like they just like disappeared, ghosted him, but like made fun of him. And so for the guy to come in now, knowing like what could happen from that, is major. At the same time, it's sort of after the fact of like the whole industry collapsing and options like going down to almost zero, in terms of what you can do.
I guess that's my.
God damn it!
When,
oh, dude.
Okay, mute yourself for a second. I'm gonna I have some shit to say. So like, I guess the closer we get to the comics industry, kind of just like the way it's collapsing and kind of breaking it down. And creators may be feeling like their options are becoming less and less. It's obviously going to become more and more appealing to go toward Comicsgate or something that seems to be having success. So the respect level of doing it, of making that move, is growing less and less, because it's like your options are narrowed. Now it's almost like, where else is there to fucking go? So there's that component. But for me, when it comes to like new pros coming in, when the Graham Nolans are coming in, are they going to feed into Comicsgate? Are they going to promote Comicsgate creators? Are they going to be part of the network? Are they just going to sit on live streams and try to entertain and be part of things without it always having to be about promoting their project? Are they going to be part of this thing? Or are they just coming in to get some little piece of money, some chunk of money that they can, and then bounce out? That's my concern about it. I'm not saying Graham Nolan is doing that, but I respect that he's like not afraid of Comicsgate. He says hello to Comicsgate. I think he stands by like the ideas that are at the core of Comicsgate. But I got to tell you, I don't hold a lot of hope that he's actually going to contribute and feed into it.
Now, I would say grant somebody leniency, because when even as somebody who should have been knowing of what Twitter was, I came into Twitter like I looked at the whole like retweet with a comment thing as like somebody trying to like rob me. Like at the first point, like it's like, oh, I created this content, you retweet it, you comment on it, and you benefit from the fact that I made that, right? And then I come to realize like, oh, retweets are like really like the lifeblood of most of the content you could do on
Twitter, everything,
no matter what. But I didn't know that at first. I was just like, oh,
like, why they just steal my shit?
Yeah. And
it's almost like they're taking, in some weird way, like taking credit for it. And it's
Right,
like,
right.
no.
That's how I first saw it as. Now I'm way more lenient. I'm like retweet the shit out of it. You can do a retweet with comment, all that stuff. And you know, for a long time,
I'm
I was
only retweeting your shit with comments now, by the way.
well,
That's
whatever you
all I'm
want to
going to
do.
do.
Whatever you want to do. Hey, did you see the full finished picture that I did?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm
what do you
pretty
think?
sure I retweeted it without comment.
What do you think of it, man?
I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
Like, I put a lot of time in that, man.
Dick Riders are like riding on the pipe, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I retweeted it out.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the main suspension cable and a suspension bridge. The
Okay,
original
well,
idea was the Brooklyn Bridge, but like this is kind of going a little deeper.
how the fuck would I know that?
You wouldn't. But like
And then I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, wow, every time he hits one of these things, he's gonna fly off this shit and fucking die.
Right. That's the main thing is that I guess the suspension bridge cable, even like one as big as like the Golden Gate Bridge, is only meant for you to walk down. And like I just wanted the look of it, and I was like, oh man, this is like physically, like riding even a mini bike on is like probably impossible, but I like the look of it, and I really want to hit that. I want to do the Brooklyn Bridge, but the Brooklyn Bridge cables are even like more close, like because it's a smaller bridge. And if you look at that thing, if you do any reference on it, like it is a clusterfuck of fucking cables, man.
Yeah.
Like it is
Sure.
like a bunch of like cross wiring, everything like that. And I was like, okay, that's definitely not going to work. And,
I think you should take this image of him riding the scooter here on this suspension bridge, like wire, and just have it. He should be riding up. Like there should be a woman there with like her legs spread, and he's riding up her vagina right there. Like,
I mean, that line art,
I mean, why not just go literal and just have him riding a dick?
Yeah, I could pretty much rip out that line art and put it somewhere else, which is like the only major saving grace from it. But like I spent so much time cross-referencing just like bridges, suspension cables, and everything like that, trying to get something that looked like plausible.
Yeah,
just to make that work.
Yeah, no, I bet, dude. I bet.
Yeah.
And then the only thing people will comment is like, this seems like completely implausible. Like he's writing this. You're like, this took me so long to figure this out.
That's kind of the cool part about comic art is like it doesn't have to be like one for one like realistic, and I would say you don't want it to be that.
No,
like
I agree, but you're not dude. I would say in terms of your Dick Rider art, I think it's it's a really cool piece. I love it, dude.
Good, dude.
All things aside, and in the chat, we gotta say hi to Mitchell's in the chat.
Yeah,
we got Turtle Rabbit saying we need more butthole talk. Where's Inkspots? Well, I wasn't aware. Does Inkspots bring the butthole talk? I wasn't.
Not really. He's more about.
I wasn't aware that was his forte, but
I can talk about buttholes if you want, Turtle Rabbit.
Lucius can bring the butthole. It's got no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, are you looking to get butthole action? Are you looking to sink it in the butthole? Sorry, I'm hiccuping. It doesn't sound like I know what I'm talking about, but
so what gives you? Now I gotta. Anytime my lady eats like any kind of bread, any kind of dough, it's fucking guaranteed hiccups. So what the fuck has caused this, man? Are you drinking too fast?
Is the drinking I've done? I don't know, dude.
Like, it can't be that, dude. Don't tell me it's like a cartoon version of a drunk like hiccup.
No.
Don't tell me that.
Like when we started, I didn't have this going on, and like all of a sudden it's like resurfaced. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly why. And there's plenty of the F Monday and Atomic Deuces where I'm drinking like hardcore liquor. You know,
I've never heard you hiccup before.
I know, and now it's hitting me hard, and it sucks because it's fucking
It will go away.
It's so bitch made, and like here I am streaming it, man.
Somebody fucking meme this, please. Somebody fucking
don't.
meme this.
Please don't. Let's see. Ian Foster Brooks. Do you get this reference? I don't get this reference.
No, I'm not. No, that doesn't mean anything to me. Foster Brooks means absolutely nothing to me.
If you want your lady to do butthole stuff, right? And
what?
Mainly
Hold on. What?
Wait, because Turtle Rabbit.
There was no implication about our ladies wanting to do butthole stuff.
Well, no. I mean,
he wanted butthole talk.
Oh, butthole talk. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you're making giant leaps here that nobody else made.
All right, well then, I'll keep it. I'll keep it kosher, man.
Jesus. Okay, so apparently, Foster Brooks is a famous comedian. So famous that we have no idea who the fuck that is.
Right.
Which might make us maybe we're ignorant or.
I have no idea, Mitchell. You might be more knowledgeable than both of us.
And fuck
like altogether, you might be more knowledgeable.
More than likely. So yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Comicsgate is this perpetually evolving, beautiful thing. Earlier today, I was watching the CG UK stream, right? With Kami Mark and what have you. They had 6 a.m. comics on. And this guy, 6 a.m. comics is such a badass dude. He's got so much fucking shit to offer. He's a great artist. He's incredibly creative. He drops these really fun, like, he does the rap stuff. He's into video production. This to me is at the heart of everything that's going on. It's just this pure creative spirit. I fucking love that shit, man. And it's like, I love being reminded that's why we're here, because as of late, the focus has been on so much other shit. And it's like, oh yeah, the reason I got into this is because badass creative people. Like, that's why I'm here. That's what drew me into it. That's why I wanted to be a part of it.
Well, and you say that, and I feel like that's what the focus should have been all along. Like, I hate this drama shit. I wasn't even on like hitting on Miller when it was popular to do so. I was all about like making my own shit and like making a name for myself. And at this point, and I tried making a statement with my latest piece, but with everything I do, like every progressive thing I put out, not that it's always going to be that way, because sometimes, like I put out this thing this morning, it was just a quick drawing, and I was like, good morning, Twitter bird says hello as well, and it was like a vulture painted in blue, right? Like it was a joke on like the Twitter bird like icon thing.
Yeah.
And that like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers just got canceled from it. And
right.
social media is like this fucking minefield you have to go across anyways. And you're never, it's a tyranny, man. You're never known, like you don't know who accused you or something if you get flagged. You don't know why you were pulled down for something. It's like you just violated terms. Well, what the fuck does that mean? And the terms are so broad as well. And it's almost like you have to have like if you were a kindergartner teacher talk to like regular people, and it's like, this is boring to anybody, and yet like you can have the content of these major channels and stuff violate these flagrantly and get by on it, and it's like you see the game's fix, and
of course it is. It's always I mean, we know that we're not stupid.
And the shitty thing is that like you can be a major player, man. You can have 300,000 subscribers and shit, and you could still lose out on it. Like, even though you're making YouTube money on some level, especially if you have live streams where like the super chat function's going through, like you can still lose your place just over the fickle shit.
That's a key component of control, man.
Mm-hmm.
The more you have to lose, the more fear you have.
Right.
That's how it works.
And I mean, I know for you it's been this way, and for me it's been this way. Like whenever they have sent me shit, it's like it's never directly addressed. What did I violate? Like where did I cross your line?
I have no idea.
You know, and the one time I have to assume on the one like I do recorded videos, and I've always tried to keep it where it's original content for the most part. Like if you're coming on, you're like, oh, listen to this music. I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm not going to, because I don't want to face the threat of it.
Yeah.
But the one time I did get struck down was like Cecil and John and Cecil had been mentioning Kingdom from Netflix. The Korean like zombie flick thing.
Yep.
And
pretty good. It's good.
Yeah. I liked it, and I was talking about it because, like, I was like, all right, off the recommendation, I'm going to watch it. And I talked about it, and I just had like a still art frame that was a Netflix promo piece, and it was an iMovie, and it was like a portrait format, long form, and I just like scanned like top to bottom, and the whole time I was talking over it about it. Like this is back when I gave a shit about how I edited my videos and having content in the visual that connected to what I was actually talking about. Yeah. And you know, at no point was the whole thing featured. It might have lasted maybe 20 seconds as far as a pan shot from top to bottom, and it got struck down. I had no idea why it was struck down, and I'm like, I think this is fair fucking use, right? Like this is open image format. I'm talking about the thing that's actually under you know, the only thing I think of getting struck down. It's the only thing outside of my like whole creation process that I could think of. I didn't curse. I didn't like demean any group or whatever. The other things you get struck down for, and you know, within like just putting up the appeal, within seconds it was like, oh yeah, it's overturned. I'm like, what the you motherfuckers aren't even like reviewing this. No one's reviewing this.
No, it's mostly handled by bots that don't have any concept of context of anything. And it's like this is what, you know, I'm like, dude, you guys understand that AI is never going to happen, right? You understand that computer...
Well, maybe it could.
No, it will never happen.
It's also corrupted. Like
where we are at, even today, they have the computer algorithms and what have you, however advanced people might imagine them to be, they have no fucking idea about they can't measure anything on a human level, any context. All they can do is like recognize that this is a beat or a sentence that might be copyrighted, and they will flag you. That's it. It doesn't matter what the context is. So it's like there's no intelligence present at all.
But like in the fact that it's like what, 3 strikes and you're out, you know, like and the fact that you can so easily garner that up and lose everything. I mean, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Razman said earlier, nah, man, I'm here to see art of bodacious babes. And Lucius, I have to tell you, I have to bring up to you, you have a serious lack of sexy women in your art.
Well, you know,
how many times have you drawn a sexy woman?
I don't want to like rely on like
you don't have to rely on it, but dear God, Lucius, give us some goddamn sexy.
Oh, I gave the Skeletor, which was
well, that made us feel fucking funny. It wasn't sexy. It made us feel weird.
That was like the most popular thing I've ever done.
Exactly. Now imagine if you went full sexy.
God. It's kind of sad in a way, but also
it isn't kind of sad. Dude, you put tits on it, and what happens? What happened, Lucius?
It bolstered me, man.
Yeah.
I should totally.
Just, dude, do some fan art. Would it kill you to do some fan art of a female character here and there?
No, I could.
Would it fucking kill you?
Do you have a suggestion? Do you have something?
I don't know. Do Carla Rose Death Sworn goth chick.
Oh, yes, I should totally
do it.
I thought about doing that. To be
Jesus
honest.
Christ, what are you waiting for?
You know, it's mainly just like time, dude. Like if I did that,
I know
would
it's
I
time,
would
but
really want to
you
nail
know,
that
maybe
shit.
spend less time looking at goddamn bridges and draw some goddamn sexy fucking fan art.
You have a point. You have a really strong point there, dude. I'm getting autistic about bridges, and you're like, dude, you're missing it, man.
I'm just saying, dude. Look at where you've had
No,
success
absolutely do
and
that. I
like
would do it.
fucking act accordingly, you fucking bastard.
I
Like,
would do
dude, how
that.
long, how many days did I have to suffer where you were at 79 fucking subs on your goddamn channel?
One, I think.
Was it one? Well, it felt
I sent
it
you
felt like
a
an
message.
eternity.
Yeah, I sent you a message. I'm like, listen, look at this, dude. I got 80 right here.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I got now. I hope it's still 80, just so you don't
You're
lose
at
your
80.
shit.
Let's not if you're not at 79 again.
Oh, Heidi from Monster MD. Yeah.
Ooh, there you
I was
go.
trying to give Rob posted this Monster MD art, Rob Willis. I was like, yeah, you should have, because she has like a striped shirt on, what he drew out.
Yeah.
Like, you should have that hug the curves, man. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that because like he's a very methodical guy. His pencils pretty much make up his inks.
Yeah.
And it looked like a flannel pencils thing. And I was like, dude, you should totally have that done. I don't know if he's gonna do it. Yeah, at least draw bridges with boobs. Yeah, I should have, Rasmus. I really should have, man.
Yeah, dude, I would say the next piece I want to see
As
from
Ryan
you
said
is...
that, man, I was like, you know what? You have a really good point, dude. You have a really good point.
I'm not saying like use it as a crutch, but goddamn, mix it in, man. It's almost
but
like
I
you're
mean, like-
afraid. It's almost like you're like, I'm not doing
Dude,
any female
if you
characters
only
just
knew-
so I can't be accused of it.
If you only knew how
Fuck that.
how much time I sank in to trying to make these like suspension cables on a bridge look proper, and you're like, dude, you wasted so much time looking at bridges, and you should have just drawn some tits. And I'm like,
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally hours, dude. Like, I was trying to scour the internet for it, and like, you wouldn't believe how little there is to look at for stuff like that. Like, it'll give you down shots, like from
but
like
of what
walking
you
on
actually wanted, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
I
Like
want
how many
somebody
times?
on the cable, which is like
No.
so hard to find.
Right. They're looking
but-
for beautiful shots that people want on postcards and shit.
Right. There is like I did find out like there's this cool thing. It's very seldom on YouTube, but there's 360 camera shots, and that's what I was looking at for one of the references for it.
Yeah.
It was like a dude that had a 360 camera, and like, I mean, you could turn around and see the guy walking behind him and look like all around. It was crazy, man. And that led to like a 360 camera view search for me, man. Like, it's awesome that that's out there, and like, I can't believe it exists.
Rav makes a good suggestion here too, dude.
Let's hear
Draw Anna so she calls you out for doing her completely wrong. And
like every other time that I've ever drawn her.
oh,
I've-
have. Well,
yeah, I
do a
thought
full
about doing
fucking
a-
Anna pinup, dude. Do it.
Yeah,
Do it. Make it a little controversial.
I wouldn't do controversial. I'd just do it so awesome it couldn't be denied. That's my thing right now, is make it so awesome it can't be denied.
Well,
or
if you do it
if she
so
does
awesome it
deny
can't be denied, you are guaranteed that she will say it's fucking terrible.
Right.
And then that will create the shitstorm that propels you into fame
Exactly.
and fortune, my friend.
And I felt it for Kelsey, man. I felt it for Kelsey when he was
Dude,
doing that.
look, she said she was even kind of like ho-hum about Kelsey's fucking thing, right?
I know.
The start, and what has she used as her avatar for the last fucking 6 months?
Right, exactly.
Ho-hum.
Exactly.
It's so fucking ho-hum that I'm gonna use it as to represent me for the next fucking 6 months.
What really got me about that, because like with everything she does, like there's been stuff where she looks at like what I've drawn of her, like when it was the birth of Cecil thing. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
my toes are actually really longer than what is in that." And I'm like I know what your toes look like. Are you out of your mind? And like she told Kelsey, like when he drew that picture of her, she's like, "Oh, I actually have like 2 moles on my breast."
Oh my god, the moles, dude!
yeah.
I was just about to fucking.
I was
I
just
wanted
like,
to throw my monitor across the
Does
room,
he
dude.
fucking know that? Did you send him pictures of like your cleavage?
I'm like, this is the hottest image you will ever have
Yeah.
drawn of you. Fuck off.
And she was stuck on that, and like a part of me wonders like if she's not.
It's just a game. Yeah, it's a thing.
It could
Because
it
she
could
knows
be a
it
game.
creates like,
It could be a game.
or she's the most entitled fucking bitch I've ever known.
No, I
don't
say
know.
entitled. I think she might be like somebody who like even looks at herself in the mirror and like it's just like every flaw is like
that could be.
exaggerated
Yeah,
beyond
maybe
imagination.
it could be absolute
because
torture being in her
she
head.
hates like the way she reacted to blackheads using her own like self-portrait and like how fickle she is about like her own self-representation.
No,
like,
you're right. It's probably
does this
kind of
extend to you? Like, and I kind of felt sad for her on a way. Like,
yeah, I get that.
I was like, you know, if you're this like concerned about it, like it just seems.
God damn, dude, you're very you really went deep there on me.
Yes,
You
I
really
did.
you really played your hand there about how much you observe others in the outside world, how sensitive you might be. I don't know. My
it's only because I'm under the
fifis are
scrutiny
really
myself.
tickled right now.
It's only because I'm under the scrutiny of it myself by her, and I was just like, why does she devote this much energy?
No,
to
you're
fan
right.
art? Like,
It's very
fans,
insightful, man.
yeah,
It's actually
fans
very
are trying
insightful.
to make an homage to you, and like you're like
That's what it
feisty
is,
about it,
man.
you know?
You've hit
Yeah.
the nail on the head. Now, fuck. Now I'm not even gonna enjoy that shit anymore. Now I'm just gonna be sad. Thanks, man. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're
Oh
welcome.
shit. Hey, Peaches doesn't even exist. We all know Peaches doesn't even exist. Fuck you.
I don't know what Peaches does. I don't know. But like the fact that she's so worried about him running away with Cecil,
Oh, that's a fucking
of all
game,
people.
man,
Like if
obviously.
there's anybody a woman could fight down, I'd like to think Cecil would be like amongst the ranks of like potential beatdowns a woman could give.
I don't blame her for being leery of like going to like if there is a comics gate like convention. I'd be
For
like,
herself,
if I were
not
her,
for,
I'd
like,
be
her
like,
boyfriend.
maybe not. Maybe not gonna
For
do
herself, but not like her boyfriend, man.
it. No,
Not
of course
Peaches.
not. But like,
But that's
I
what she
could-
says it's about, you know?
Well, but that's convenient, right?
I don't want to leave him alone. I want to get him so fat he can't run away. And it's like, that is like really like, you're so like low self-esteem that you have to like fatten him up to the point he can't run away from you. Like what?
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy there. I think she's both at the same time. Super egotistical and super low self-esteem. I think they can exist in the same plane. I think she embodies it. Like, it's both at the same time, which is almost, maybe that's why it's like I almost can't watch anything she does because
Well,
it's like my brain. It's like a fucking short circuit in my brain. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah, and I do think there's this part of her where she's fabricated stuff. I don't want to say too much, but I don't believe she can dunk on a basketball.
Dude, nobody believes she could
Regulation
dunk. Who the fuck believes she could dunk ever?
And I looked at, well, you know, Cecil's like, I want to believe.
That would be superhuman.
They humored her on it, and like I looked it up, and I'm like, I looked up what's the shortest man, the shortest man who made a dunk, and he was like 5'6", and like he had to do this thing where he like bounces it off the basketball court floor. And then he dunks like the rebound off of that. Like it's like he doesn't have to bring the ball up. The ball's already up.
Oh, okay. Just to give him that little like extra centimeter.
Right, but I mean, he still has to make that jump, you know, between him and the
I get it.
hoop and all that. But That's the shortest guy, and I was like, WNBA. Like, how many WNBA players have ever dunked? It's like you can count on one hand the
Right.
entire history of it. And it's like, you need to tell me some chick with no basketball experience, like she's only ever done swimming, and she claims like she dunked the basket. And like in the era of like camera phones and all that,
Yeah.
like there's no
Nobody ever caught you doing
Yeah,
this
like, you should be
miraculous
viral.
fucking thing.
Right. You should be viral.
No, of course not, dude.
When you
It's
did.
just a fucking Jack Show comedy thing to me.
Yeah.
Now I
guess
don't.
so.
I have to assume that because it's fucking ridiculous, dude. The last time you dunked a basketball was when you were on your daddy's shoulders and he walked you under it and you fucking dunked it. That's the last time you dunked a basketball.
Well, I don't watch her own content. I'm looking at these comments here.
I do. I've tried watching when it's just her and dude, it's like I can't, dude. There's just something I can't do it. It's she just gets it's all over the place and it's
Exactly.
she just gets super fucking hyper and just
No,
going out. But I have to say it's like I can't there aren't a lot of women YouTubers that I can watch and it has nothing to do about women.
Oh.
I'm not against women.
No? You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's just I don't know why. And maybe I don't know if this is like a guy thing, maybe other guys. I mean, how many women YouTubers do you listen to like for hours at a time?
I'm gonna say just blankly across the board, YouTubers, not that many. Not that many. Like even guys, like not that many. Like what gets to me is I've seen so many of these channels chase the whole channel aspect where like
working for a misogynist. No, I just can't. It doesn't I don't know what it is. There are plenty of women
I'll give all the
YouTubers that I actually maybe there's something about like there's some kind of weird subconscious like I feel guilty watching or listening to another woman because my woman might think that it's weird. I mean, it could be subconscious that way. Like there's some kind of block there.
I don't know. The leeway in the world for somebody to actually like embellish the whole eye candy aspect of it. And you know who actually does like now I haven't watched her streams, but I did try to watch watch one of her things. Sheila Aliens.
Okay.
She's a smart motherfucker.
Okay.
And like she was talking about like what I saw of her was like the whole box office thing and how it's kind of engineered rigged. I forget what it was, but I mean like she like is the in-depth reporter like most places should want to have but don't have.
Right.
You know, or at least isn't featured. And I know her thing is like UFO sightings. She's the one who uncovered those Ethan on the horse pictures.
You lost me there.
She dug those up, man. She dug those up.
No, that was great. That was fucking. Oh right, okay, that's who that is. All right.
She does that sort of shit all the time. She found the Preston Poulter. She was the one who like made that known to CG at large. So like she is like investigative. I don't know where she finds the time because she has a newborn kid like just turned 1 this past weekend. Like I'm like I don't know where she finds the time, all the shit, but like she is super smart.
Yeah.
And what I remember hearing of her, like I liked her content. Like it's not about like being a girl or anything like that. She's somebody I would dig actually talking to.
Nice.
Like you want me to do this one-on-one? Yeah, you want me to do this one-on-one interview? And actually, I would love to ask you right now. Like, if you had the chance, like, who amongst your followers or who amongst you know that you haven't talked to, you'd want to talk to, and not like big name stuff, but like just like amongst your own followers, who do you like? Who would you want to like just have a chance to like hour chat?
Honestly, I think Razmaz has a very interesting situation, environment, perspective, I wouldn't mind talking to Razmaz. Shit, dude. Fucking followers. You're talking like people who are subscribed and like come on shows and stuff.
Well, like for me, one of my Twitter followers, but I follow
Yeah.
it. Man Bear Pig. You ever
Oh,
follow him?
okay. Yeah.
But
Right.
he posts these like panels from like old school comics and stuff. Like one of the most recent ones was like a baby being born, right? And you know how they do like the butt slap, like cry
Mm.
thing?
Mm.
And it was like I forget what the caption was exactly. But it was like the world slaps you, blah 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 blah. But it's like, so that's panel one. Doctor holding him by the ankles, hanging him up, ready to slap his ass.
Right.
And then the second panel is like the doctor drops him, and like he's falling out of frame, but you see the baby feet in it, and it's like the world slapped me upside the face or whatever, something like that. Like, and like I was just like, this is like he posts this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's really like funny things, and he's also like a horror fan, so like he has like a today like he was like good morning, and it's like this old school like undead person coming out of the grave sort of thing. And I'm like, dude, this guy is like hilarious, and like I would
Right.
just love to talk to him and just pick his mind, like even just shoot the shit.
Right.
He
Well,
just seems like a fun guy.
I don't know if it's someone who is even. I don't know if they come on any shows or watch anything I do, but 7 of 9 is I find to be quite interesting.
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah,
fascinating.
yeah.
I don't know what like. There was a stretch where he was posting like pool table pictures of like Comicscape books and like juxtapositioned with like
Yeah, and the other thing is
balls and like I don't.
yeah.
But I don't know where he's. It's like I'm not. I don't quite know where the fuck he's coming from. But
Beyond that, I don't
it
even know who
fascinates
wants
me.
to actually get on stream. You know, it's one thing like when you can just post something and walk away. It's another thing when you actually have to like be here and like fill up time,
Right.
talk, and all
Right.
that. I don't know if they would do that, but I would like. There's some people I just love to fucking talk to.
Yeah. No, I
Sheila
hear
would be
you.
one of them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, Man Bear Pig, 7 of 9. He's a good one. I would have said Testify before, but we've had so much interaction now. I feel like I know who he is in a way. Eddie 1980. He's one of my big fans. I'd just like to talk to the guy, and he's like a big 80s metalhead
Yeah.
and horror fan. I would love to talk to him. Like I don't know, like there's just like so many of them. Like if they're engaged, like I'd like to have the chance to like like just pick their interest too, because you can always learn something from other people who are hardcore fans of whatever
No doubt.
and glean something from it.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, we've gone past the hour mark.
Yeah, we have. Do you think you hit the Graham Nolan question well enough?
No.
No.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I really don't think that you kind of barely engaged it.
Well, I don't know his full impact. Like,
well, none of us
very
do
recent.
yet. That's the thing. It's like we don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is red flags fly for me when someone enters the scene already selling a book, and I look on. They have 44 subscribers on their YouTube channel, and their Twitter feed doesn't have any reposts of Comicsgate anything. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a learning curve. Maybe he's just getting.
I would definitely say there's that. Yeah.
But it's like
if he's at
are
those
you
levels,
if you want the benefits of being in this thing, the money boost. Are you going to give anything back to this?
Well,
or
I think
you just
ultimately-
want to take are you just here to take from it because you think you're owed it because you have
I doubt
a history in comment, like you're a pro and you just deserve it? And it's like, I understand. I think that's valuable. I respect what you've achieved, but it doesn't mean a goddamn fucking thing to Comicsgate. It doesn't mean anything.
Graham Nolan is the artist who helped create Bane with.
Yeah, of course. He is the creator of Bane, as I understand.
Mitchell is asking. He worked with Chuck Dixon. They were the guys who brought together Bane. Worked on the Batman series back in the day. That was probably their greatest, the peak of their mainstream time.
Goddamn.
Now,
a lot is said about Jabba the Cuck, and and Tino, right? And these other guys who just consistently throw out awesome insults. Razmaz, right up fucking in that league. I'm sorry, Razmaz is a fucking player.
Deeper
right up in that fucking league.
It's not as bold faced as "fuck you." You
no, it's usually quite fucking intelligent and kind of subtle and awesome, and it's like it takes you a second, and you're like, "Oh, damn!"
Yeah,
I got burned.
Like if this guy only had 44 subscribers, he wasn't even hot on the game to begin with. And honestly, the ultimate decider factor is you get what you put in. The more
That's what I'm saying, man.
The more effort you put in, the more you get out. Anna wasn't hurt by the fact that maybe the art wasn't there for that Vampirella cover. It's the fact that she had 100,000 plus subscribers,
obviously,
and fans who were willing to back her own project.
Yes,
that was the major factor.
Of course,
and
everybody knows that.
Right.
That's obvious.
So Graham Nolan comes on the scene. If no one's signed on as a fan, I think necessarily maybe people are interested in hearing his take, and he'll gain fans along the way. But he has to put in the effort before he gets the output,
I'm not, dude. If you like the Chanu, looks like a cool book. I think he's an accomplished creator. He's going to deliver a great product. I've got nothing but respect for the guy as a comic book creator, but. Is he going to Comicsgate? Is he going to fucking be there and contribute and feed into the network? I don't know. And maybe he has no interest in doing that. And that's fine too. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It's just
and even
my money, I want to feed my money into people that are going to feed in back into this. And it's so I'm kind of in I'm going to wait and see on this guy.
Even if he doesn't, I'm just happy there's a guy who is mainstream and isn't fucking shitting all over it. He's actually engaging the base, even if he's not.
I get that.
If he's not saying I'm CG, at least he's there talking. I would love for Ethan to still continue on. One of my favorite things that Ethan did early on was his interviews with pros, and imagine still having that connection, people with goodwill coming on, having an interview, and engaging in the chat. It's gonna happen
more and more, man.
I hope so.
It will.
Yeah,
it will. But I just, it's how many? There's only so much of that we can, the network can bear if they're not going to feed back into it, and it's please, if you're gonna come in and you want our support. All we're asking is just feed into it a little bit, retweet some projects, throw support to other people. I hope and I'm not seeing, it's until I see that shit happen, I'm going to assume that you're just in it to suck a little money out and then peace out, and you're really not committed to this thing. And it's
I hope he follows the Frege model of really being engaged on, especially upstart.
Well, he's the he's the shooting star example. He's the ultimate. I'm not saying you got to be Dan Frege, but I'm saying just how hard is it to retweet something? Just retweet a CG project. That's all I'm asking. And I'm looking at the feed, and I'm I see nothing. There's not a single fucking retweet of anything CG, and you just got a huge boost from the biggest channel in CG, and you can't even retweet a motherfucker. I'm sorry, that to me it's a red flag.
Maybe
red flag up.
Maybe she'd add them and be hey, listen, this is how retweets work, bro.
He knows how they work. People are saying he's just old. It's a learning curve. Nah, fuck it. He knows how it works.
I have to agree with Mitchell here. There are too many fucking CG projects to back.
Yeah, dude, go back
crazy.
a real back CG, and that's. But again, it's up to the fan. If you like Graham Nolan's book, fucking back it, buy it, dude. I'm not saying don't back his book. I'm just saying, but if you're someone who wants your money to go to somebody who's going to feed into this network, maybe hold off a little bit on Graham Nolan and feed into somebody who is contributing to CG right now.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it comes... I mean, ultimately, it all comes down to what the buyer is willing to put into, you know? No one's stopping me from backing anybody, you know? Only yourself. Only yourself.
Yeah, dude, of course.
So put your best foot forward at all times, you know, because I feel like that's something that's been lost in all the controversy of the past couple months is like putting your best foot forward and all that shit. So, yeah,
we gotta call it.
Sure, man. Yeah, thanks for being on with me, dude.
Of course,
I appreciate
man.
it.
Let's do this on Wednesdays. I think it works.
Sure. If it can facilitate itself, also like you suggested to me to interview outsiders, I'll see if I can get other people on.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do a co-interview, man.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Thanks for being on.
Of course.
Thanks everybody for showing up.
Yep.
This is the end of it. Keep in mind when I hit end broadcast, it takes a while. There's always this awkward.
It's going to be awkward for a second.
You guys don't know it, but it's always there. I'm hitting end broadcast.